Books presents an unabridged recording of Devil's Food Cake Murder by Joanne Fluke, narrated by Suzanne Torren.
Chapter 1. You'll never see a hearse towing a U-Haul. Hannah Swenson turned toward the parlor doorway as she recognized her friend Claire's distinctive voice. She could hear her laughing in the parsonage hallway, obviously delighted by the twist on the old adage, "You can't take it with you." "Claire?" Hannah called out, but there was no answer. That was odd. She'd clearly heard Claire, and that meant Claire and her new husband, Reverend Bob Knudsen, must be back from visiting sick parishioners at Lake Eden Memorial Hospital. "Bob? Claire?" Hannah called out again, but no one appeared in the doorway. All was perfectly silent outside the cozy sitting room where Hannah had been visiting with Reverend Bob's grandmother, Priscilla Knudsen, and copying the octogenarian's recipe for Red Devil's Food Cake. Hannah got up and walked to the window to see if she could spot Bob's car. The scene outside could have been lifted straight from a Christmas card. The birch tree on the other side of the driveway was filled with winter birds enjoying the suet that Grandma Knudsen hung from the branches. There were red birds and blue birds and green birds and black birds with iridescent feathers that seemed to be perched on every branch. They reminded Hannah of gems suspended from a white gold filigreed pendant. Lake Eden, Minnesota, could be truly beautiful in the winter. Cold, but beautiful. If the KCOW weatherman was correct, the mercury in Grandma Knudsen's outside thermometer would shiver in the bulb at the bottom of the scale, poking its head up for only a brief period, and then sinking down out of sight again. Hannah's gaze dropped to the driveway that ran along the width of the house and into the garage. There were no tire tracks in the freshly fallen snow. Had Bob and Claire parked in front of the parsonage for some reason? Puzzled, Hannah crossed to the doorway and stepped out to peer down the hall. It was deserted. She was about to return to the parlor when Grandma Knudsen emerged from the kitchen, carrying a tea tray with coffee and sample slices of what she called her best company cake. "Are Claire and Bob back?" Hannah asked, quickly relieving Grandma Knudsen of the heavy tray. "Not yet. I asked Bob to call when they left the hospital so that I could put on a fresh pot of coffee." Hannah retraced her steps to the sitting room and set the tray down on the coffee table in front of the couch Grandma Knudsen called a Davenport. It had been reupholstered last month by a member of the Holy Redeemer congregation who had chosen the material and the color. The forest green couch that had gone so well with the green and yellow striped wallpaper had been recovered with bright pink velveteen in a hue that reminded Hannah of the contents in a Pepto-Bismol bottle. "Would you pour, Hannah?" Grandma Knudsen asked, as Hannah settled down on the pink Davenport again. "I know young ladies like you prefer coffee mugs, but there's something so civilized about sipping coffee from bone china cups." Hannah reached for the silver coffee pot and carefully filled 2 cups. She set them on their matching saucers and was about to hand one to Grandma Knudsen when she reconsidered. "I wonder if we might be better off having our coffee in the kitchen," she suggested, glancing down at the generous slices of chocolate layer cake with fudgy frosting that her hostess had placed on matching bone china dessert plates. "Why is that, dear?" "I'm worried that I might spill something on your pink Davenport." "Don't give it a second thought," Grandma Knudsen told her, reaching out to retrieve her cup and saucer. Every time I sit there, I hope I'm going to spill something.
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.